I want to show something real quick that I've found very useful over the years, and that is to throw a pair of vice grips into a vise. See this right here, there's not really a good way for me to clamp it without crushing it. But in the vise, it's very easy. Well, hard with one hand, but easy to clamp. And it also, if you're doing a lot of pieces, you can cut and then move it. This is my buddy's rosebud. He can thank me later, but I put an experimental bend on it. there's all these fancy tips out there. I don't even know if they make non-standard rosebud tips, but next time I'm at the supply house, I'm gonna buy one and just bend it back on itself, so it's making like a 180 for getting behind places. But I just thought, you know, why not have two of them? One of them normal and then one bent just in an odd direction for odd places. I think that's the ticket. Now, I need to do a whole video on knots, but I learned a new one today, which, to be honest, I should have known. But this is like, I do use slip knots a lot, but this is one that's super easy to untie. So, yes, like that. And then you pull that little end. All right, so let's do it slower, and I'll explain. So you're gonna do it like a normal slip knot. Okay, but instead of just bringing that end straight through, you're gonna bring a loop, just bring it through in a loop form, and then it slips. But we've had some nasty weather today, but this is just so nice because not only does it cinch down, but all you do is pull this tag end and it lets loose. If you're checking between R and C right here, and you've got a voltage like that, most likely that's an open common and you're just not reading. Let's see if I can go, well, you can go from R to any load. It's hard to do the chopsticks here. You can go from R to any other load, and if you've got 24 volts, you're reading through a relay coil or something. So that's a good sign. Shouldn't necessarily keep the unit from running unless I'm missing common to some, you know, components up there. But the thermostat, as far as the thermostat's concerned, it can run off of the batteries that were in it. Oh, that's not good for the old field piece. If it was fluke, it could take it. I don't know. I love the field piece meter, but it's not quite the same quality. I'm gonna hook up this tracer, and we're gonna find out what rooftop this is. Just sending that signal into common and Y. Because something might be going on with the common, I suppose I could send it. I don't want to send it into R because that's powered. Could possibly just send it up into there. No. Let's just do this and see what we get. Yeah, so the great thing about this toner is when you short the wires together, it changes tone, and that's a great feature for if you're on, you know, 100 feet away, you can short the wires to make sure you're on the right pair. So we've got too little resistance between these two pins. I'm just going to leave it there. Even if the common's broken, I should still be able to pick something up on Y. So I've got the subcooling EEVs off, and you can see that does not look good in there. What happens is that rust and corrosion can start to interfere with the magnetic field, and then the steps don't keep up. I see I've got a crack here. Really bad in that one. This one looks like it may be okay. This one over here is cracked and kind of dried out, and that could be an indication that it's not moving, but we won't know until we test them. Now, I've showed my tester and how I can drive them open and close, but we're gonna test them on the unit right now, and I'm gonna show you how to do that and what that looks like. Just put it in mode 21. You can see that one moving. This one is not moving. So we definitely appear to have a bad one. However, you know, and this is the reason I like my tester, is because if this thing is already at the extent of its travel, you know, it can be hard to tell sometimes. I'm gonna take it out of mode 21 now. See that one moving just fine, and this one has not moved yet. Power cycling the unit is another way to get them to move, so that's a power cycle. Still nothing. Okay. Yeah, just trying to dial in. All right. Well, between these rusty ones and this one not working, that could totally explain our loss of refrigerant control. I just sprayed that one with some WD-40, and then get in here with the Brillo pad. Just like that, cleans them up pretty well. You can see they're looking a lot better now. Now I like a wire brush for this, but don't have one on me, so I'm just gonna spray that in there and then shove that in there and move it around. There's still some discoloration, but there's not like a thick layer of rust anymore, so these will work well now. And of course, never forget to lube the hole. I got some silicone grease here, and that's just going to keep the rust down and prevent this from happening again. So I'll get all that lubed up, and then we'll put them back on. I go ahead and zip tie them like this so that the sheath is facing down. That'll keep water off, and it also takes stress off of where these wires go into the power heads.